Miami, home to 1 million pets, 500 species, and over 2 million residents. Who's there to protect them when their worlds collide? A specialist squad of animal agents united by one mission. These are the Miami Animal Cops. Florida's coastline has long been a popular playground for locals and vacationers. The warm, shallow waters are also home to the Florida manatee. These elusive marine mammals are endangered, and the continuing development of Florida's coastal areas is threatening their survival. The job of protecting them lies in the hands of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission team. Biologist John Cassidy has dedicated 5 years of research in order to save these gentle giants.
Extinction is forever, and if we lose them, we'll never see them again. 25% on average of the manatees that die will die from boat collisions. Another one of the big things is monofilament fishing line. Manatees are curious creatures, and they tend to feed along the grass beds, and they will pick up this monofilament, and it can get entangled on their flippers. They can ingest it, and it can get impacted in their digestive system. So we do a lot of rescues for entanglements, and we do have manatees that will die from ingestment.
Today, Cassidy and the FWC team have traveled an hour south of Miami-Dade to Key Largo, the most northerly island in the Florida Keys. They're hoping to rescue a 6-year-old female manatee they've nicknamed Patsy. Her front flipper is severely injured after becoming entangled in fishing line. The biologists have been trying to rescue her for almost 2 years, but despite several sightings and close calls, Patsy has so far evaded capture. A recent sighting by one of the team has confirmed that the injury is getting worse. The fishing line is cutting deeper into the skin, and there's a high chance the flipper may self-amputate. FWC biologist Christy Huddick is heading out into the bay to track down Patsy's exact location, using a device to pick up a signal on an electronic belt that was placed on Patsy during a previous rescue attempt.
Okay, I believe she's around that corner over there. So if you see an orange tag.
All right, we're gonna idle around the point then up into the bay.
Okay.
Finding Patsy is the first challenge, but with manatees weighing up to 2,000 pounds, it's only the beginning of the huge task that lies ahead.
Okay, it's starting to sound louder over on this direction over here. She's up, and she's got the tag up, so look for an orange tag out in the distance.
That's where they normally things out.
Yeah, over in this area. Some of the white, I think sometimes it's white. Right directly in front? Okay, there she goes, okay.
Huddick radios to her colleagues on the second boat. They've cast a huge net, and the plan is to wrap it around her so they can pull her on board.
It's a little tense right now, and it's gonna get even more stressful.
As Patsy swims into position, the crew start to haul the net until there's only Patsy left to lift on board.
Floats, guys, come on. Come on, guys, get those floats in. Get those floats in. Bring it in, come on, guys. Come on.
At 1,000 pounds, it takes the full strength of a 9-person crew to pull her in.
Come on forward. Step forward! Pull, guys! Step forward!
Finally, the job is done.
Good job, guys! I'm just so excited.
In 27 years, that's the smoothest one of them has ever gone.
Those guys did a very good job.
I've never seen it go that good.
Patsy needs to be returned to the sea as quickly as possible. Out of water, manatees can quickly become stressed, and without the seawater to support their massive body weight, their circulation can be compromised. It's a race against time as the team head back to shore. As well as accidental injuries like Patsy's, the neighborhoods of Miami are also witness to cases of deliberate abuse and neglect. Working alongside the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, the Animal Services team investigate more than 2,500 cases of cruelty each year and work round the clock to police and protect the county's animal residents.
Anytime you stop somebody from abusing any animal, it's a great feeling. I mean, that's what we're here for. It makes you want to keep going even stronger every day.
The team have received a disturbing call. One of their most experienced investigators, Fernando Casadoval, is heading to a farm in Hialeah in the northwest of the city.
Okay, I received a call from the agricultural department, referenced people killing, stealing cows and killing the cows at different locations where we're going now. They just are finding cows dead in the middle of the pasture. I mean, meaning somebody's going in and slaughtering the cow in the middle of the night. That's terrible because, I mean, who knows to begin with how they're doing this. Nobody's safe nowadays. Now, poor little cows in the middle of the pasture at night. The owners are not there, so who's gonna protect them?
Casadoval suspects that poachers are killing the cows in order to sell the meat. Inhumane slaughter is a felony offense that carries up to 5 years in jail. He calls Detective Frank Caldara from Hialeah Police to help with his investigation.
Good morning. Hey, listen, Frank, I'm gonna be waiting for you here. 97th Avenue. Oh, okay, beautiful. Thank you, Frank. Bye-bye. Yeah, he's en route too.
His first stop is at the farm of victim Jose Correa, who takes him to where he discovered his cow's remains.
Oh, I can't believe this.
Y ve la pasada por aquí. Aquí le picaron. A una le picaron tratando de coger el tendón de aquí.
Not only did they kill and took meat from this one, but they tried to kill 2 more. And they did a few punctures. I guess they're using a knife. That's it, only a knife. That's one of the cows that they try to get killed that night. What they try to do is, they try to hit the tendon in the back. Once they cut it, the cow won't walk again. So they just go and cut their neck. ¿La cogieron a dónde? ¿Adentro o al frente? You see the cut inside?
The 2 cows will need veterinary care to help them recover from their ordeal. They've had a narrow escape, but the case is still heartbreaking for Casadoval, who grew up on a farm in his home country, Cuba. He has to stay focused on gathering what could be vital evidence at the scene. He drives to the next farm, where the police and owner Robert Capote are there to meet him.
Ya vamos, let's go.
This is where it happened. I'll show you right now.
Oh, okay. So they did it right here?
Yeah, right here.
The remains, the rest of it is in there in a hole.
Go ahead and cut the cow. Look at this. They just left a few body parts.
The remains confirm to Casadoval that the cows have been butchered by poachers for meat.
That's sad. I mean, again, we're dealing with people that don't have any respect for life or for private property. So we do have a problem. Oh.
With a possible gang of poachers at large, Casadoval is concerned for the other members of the herd. Hialeah is home to several farms, and it may only be a matter of time before the poachers strike again. According to Capote, the poachers are waiting until nighttime to strike. Casadoval and the police want to establish how they've been entering and exiting the farm.
But they're coming from
It could come from the bridge, or it could come from the Hialeah side. Either way.
So can we go from here to the bridge?
I believe so. I believe so.
Because if we can do that, man, I mean, they can always park in that side of the street, go across the bridge, come do whatever they gotta do.
Look
Yeah,
at the
look.
tire tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, look. This is it. This is the way
The
out.
tire tracks lead to an unused road that leads to a main highway. Under cover of darkness, the poachers can enter and exit the farm without being seen.
Who's gonna inspect? Because again, people that live around here, they know they can't go west on 170th Street. So whoever is coming here, they know exactly where this little trail is gonna take them. Right behind Mr. Capote's farm. Coming through here, nobody's gonna see them. You're 100%.
Capote knows without help, his herd are still vulnerable.
I worry all the time. But what can I do? Wait here with a gun? I'll be the one going to jail.
Caldara and Casadoval decide on a plan of action.
What's going to have to be done is a surveillance, a nighttime surveillance out here. It's probably going to involve a few people to come out here and actually sit in the area, and any traffic movement with vehicles or ATVs is what we're going to have to look for.
It will take time to put their plan in place. Until then, Casadoval has to be patient.
Sometimes I get frustrated because the way I work. I want results right away. I mean, they don't call me the Cuban cowboy for nothing. My adrenaline is going 150 miles an hour. I want to see when they put handcuffs on these people.
Back in Key Largo, the team, led by Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission biologists, are bringing Patsy, the manatee, to shore. Their aim is to remove the fishing line that's deeply embedded in her front flipper and return her to the sea within 1 hour in order to keep the risks of stress to a minimum. But maneuvering a 1,000-pound manatee requires a lot of coordination and manpower, and the team need to work quickly if they're going to achieve their target.
Time is very important. We want to try to get these manatees up on land, work them up, and then put them back out because they are marine mammals. They belong in the water.
Without her front flipper, Patsy could survive in the wild, but the team want to do everything they can to avoid amputating the limb. Veterinarian David Snelling quickly gets to work using implements called hemostats to try to cut out the line.
Time on the beach, 10:36.
Yeah, it's definitely in pretty deep, so they're having to go pretty far in to try to get it all out of there, but hopefully we won't have to bring her in, but we don't know for sure yet.
The team tries to keep Patsy cool in the hot Miami sun. Her front flipper is extremely swollen, making it difficult for Snelling to reach the embedded fishing line. Time is running out.
It is worrying. It is very worrying. I hate to see these manatees suffer like this. And what we try to tell people is, please recycle your fishing line. Don't throw it in the ocean. Don't throw it in the water. Don't even throw it in the garbage. Recycle it.
The team have a dilemma. Patsy's been out of the water for over half an hour, but the fishing line is too deeply embedded to get at it easily.
Kid's calling the U-Haul place. I think she's going to have to go in.
She's got to go in.
He's still digging. We've been on the beach for over 45 minutes.
Okay.
I don't want to stretch this out any longer. So.
Have you asked him how much further he has to dig?
He's still going, and he just said that he thinks maybe we ought to start getting those wheels going.
The biologists decide to transport her to the Miami Seaquarium. Patsy will be out of water for almost another hour as they make the 60-mile journey north. But it may be their only chance to save her flipper. Back on almost dry land, the residents of Miami are making the most of the summer heat. But while some have time to play, Miami-Dade Animal Services' newest investigator, Adrian Diaz, is hard at work. Diaz joined the ASD 3 years ago, first as a veterinary technician, then an animal control officer before joining the animal cruelty team.
I've always liked animals. I was that dorky kid that went out and caught lizards instead of playing sports, so I prefer a company of my cat over any human being on the planet.
Today, teammate and experienced investigator Gary Boyette is accompanying him on one of his first cases. They're returning to a property in the north of the city, where Diaz left a notice giving a homeowner 48 hours to get veterinary care for his pet boxer. The dog, named Max, is in terrible shape. He's suffering with mange, a severe itchy skin condition, as well as having an eye condition that needs urgent attention. The investigators question the owner.
So you lost him. How long was he gone?
4 months.
He claims the dog escaped 4 months ago and returned in this condition.
His skin condition is really severe.
I have to take him 4 months.
And have you taken him to the vet? The papers I left
No, I have the papers.
Did you take him to the veterinarian?
I have to.
You haven't taken him yet?
No, I have to. I'm the only guy here. I work every day.
Diaz is concerned that the owner has clearly ignored his request to have Max treated by a vet.
He's got some discharge coming from his eyes, and all the skin here is, you know, it's pretty much gone. All his hair is gone. I mean, he needs a lot of treatment.
I know.
The boxer.
I think the best thing in this case is gonna be to sign him over to us so we can go get him the treatment he needs.
Come on, man. That dog, man.
You know.
The owner is reluctant to surrender Max. Boyette spells out his options.
Lucky found him.
You're gonna have to
again.
take him today and start the treatment if you want to keep him.
Yes.
Hey, it's your decision.
Yeah, no, I want to keep him.
It's your decision, but you're gonna have to take him today.
Diaz is unhappy about leaving Max here. He tries again to persuade the owner to sign him over.
The best way to look at it is what's in the dog's best interest right now. I mean, you said you're having some financial difficulties and everything, and he's suffering like that. I mean, he's not living a happy life. You know, we feel like it's in the dog's best interest if you just surrender him to us today, and we'll take him.
The owner finally agrees to cooperate.
So you're doing the best thing for the dog. I need you to print here, sign here. A lot of times if you're nice to somebody, they'll generally, you know, respond back to you in a nice way. A lot of times we get owners that maybe due to their, you know, financial status, they can't maybe care for the animal as well. So a lot of times being nice does do the trick.
All right, Max, you ready to go?
It's a great result for Diaz and Boyette. And for Max, it's hopefully the start of a new life.
We'll try to do the best we can for you, okay?
He'll be taken back to the shelter, where the medical team will determine his chances of recovery. Six miles east of Miami, on the other side of Biscayne Bay, Patsy the injured manatee has arrived at the Miami Seaquarium after a failed attempt to remove an embedded fishing line from her flipper. With the help of the Seaquarium staff, the FWC biologists carefully moved the 1,000-pound Patsy to the rehabilitation pool. Despite being out of water for almost 2 hours, she quickly regains her graceful and inquisitive nature. For the next 24 hours, she'll be allowed to rest and recover from her ordeal. The team is relieved that Patsy seems to have coped well with the transfer, but her rescue is only the first step. Tomorrow, she'll go into surgery, where they'll find out if her flipper can be saved. At Miami-Dade Animal Services, Max, the boxer with mange, is being evaluated by veterinary technician Suzanne Gigler. Gigler has a boxer of her own and hopes that Max will also have the chance of being adopted to a loving family. But first, he needs to pass a thorough medical exam.
The type of mange that our buddy Max here has is called Demodex, which is not contagious to other animals or humans, but it is a very long treatment. It can take, for him to get back to having all of his hair back, it's quite a few months that it'll take. It's a very long treatment once they start it. I think what I'm gonna do next, because of his condition, and in order to do the treatment for Demodex, we need to know if he's heartworm positive or not. So I'm going to get a syringe. This is awful. The fact that you can see his ribs, spinal cord, this is absolutely horrendous. Horrible. I mean, the amount of fleas are just crawling on him. You can see them just crawling up and down him. Oh, this poor, poor baby.
The test results are ready.
Unfortunately, I don't have good news. He is heartworm positive. So we're gonna have to go with a different way of treating the Demodex now, because if we gave the ivermectin, it could be fatal for the dog. It crushes me now that, you know, there's another thing added on that they didn't take care of. You know, it's now he didn't get his monthly treatment, so it's awful. That's another thing that he's got going on, and that poor baby absolutely crushes me.
With heartworm and mange, Max's chance of being placed for adoption are extremely low. Unless someone is prepared to take on the cost of his care, his future hangs in the balance.
Oh, you gave me a kiss, thank you. That was very sweet. Oh, thank you.
Back in the city, investigator Fernando Casadoval is on patrol. It's been 24 hours since he was called to the cow slaughter case, and he's just received some disturbing news that needs his immediate attention.
I just got a call from Mr. Capote. They killed 2 more cows, and I'm very upset about that. I mean, there's no need for this. I'm gonna need all the help that I need from different departments in order to try to solve the case or get the responsible party, or at least stop what they're doing. That's why I call DOT, so we can expedite and close one of the main entrance to their farms. Once we do that, then we can go ahead and do undercover work and see if we can have more control of the environment there.
It appears the poachers use the same unused service road to access the farm. Casa Deval is anxious to stop them from striking for the 3rd night in a row. He's called in the Miami Department of Transport team to put up a roadblock to close off the road.
Heavy duty. Heavy duty equipment. I really believe we're gonna slow these people down by closing the trails. I do believe 100% that the people are coming from 170th Street, going through the trails, parking next to the farm, and doing the killing. So by doing this, there's only gonna be one way in and one way out. That's looking very good. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We're gonna work it. We're working it.
Okay, go ahead. Lock it up. This is a good feeling. Great feeling. Great job, man. Thank you very much.
All right.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah, keep the bag out.
I know. Again, this is just step 1. Now, phase 2, undercover work with Miami-Dade County and also Hialeah Department.
At the Miami Seaquarium, it's the day of Patsy's surgery. The 60,000-gallon pool has been drained, so head veterinarian Dr. Maya Rodriguez can get to work removing the fishing line from her injured flipper.
Which keeper can we put in charge of icing her?
The team will keep Patsy moist while they x-ray her front limb to see whether the bone has been damaged and whether her flipper can be saved. But an initial exam has revealed there may be an added complication. Rodriguez suspects Patsy may be keeping a secret.
Based on some initial blood work I've done and actually seen her, she might be pregnant. So I first have to either rule in or rule out pregnancy. If she is pregnant, we need to be as fast as possible with the procedure. So therefore, I'll try to remove as much as I can. Hopefully I can get it all out. 99% of the times we can. So for right now, once I get the diagnosis of pregnant or not pregnant, then we'll work as fast as we can on this flipper. Try to release some of the swelling. And what's really important is she is a female. So if we can salvage this flipper, if we can get it back to normal, that would be great, because they actually have their mammary teats are actually underneath. They're underneath the flipper. So their mammary teats are right here, just like an elephant. So if we can salvage the flipper and we can get it to heal as normal as possible, it'll be really good, because then that way, you know, future babies that she has can go ahead and nurse off both teats. So that's our ultimate goal for her, is to try to get that flipper as normal as this one is. If I diagnose her pregnant, it's going to be fast. I'm going to try to go in there, dive in there, and just do what I can.
Rodriguez's greatest concern is that Patsy doesn't become stressed. If she is pregnant, she could abort her unborn calf.
On 3, you're going to rock.
The team gently rock her onto her side so Rodriguez can perform the ultrasound scan.
That's good right there, because if you roll it too much, you might fall. So let's see what we got. We got baby's ribs. Baby ribs.
Rodriguez's suspicions are correct.
So you can see baby heart.
Patsy is heavily pregnant and in the last trimester of her 13-month pregnancy. It's even more imperative Rodriguez gets to work quickly on the front flipper. Without water to support her, Patsy's 1,000-pound body weight will be putting pressure on the fetus.
I need to be fast now. We have pregnant manatee, and anytime we have a pregnant marine mammal, they don't do well out of water. So we need to hurry up so we can just minimize the pressure. As you can see now, it's really nice that we have those pads in place because that'll minimize the pressure on her belly. But I'm gonna try to work as fast as possible to just be done and remove as much fishing line. Hopefully get it all, but if not, get as much as we can. Thank you.
Using the hemostats, Rodriguez starts to try to cut out the fishing line from the deep wound on the base of the flipper. But each time she pulls the line, the thin microfilament fibers cut deeper into the other side of the flipper.
Sensitive on the top.
While Patsy's pregnant, they can't sedate her, and after 40 minutes, she's had enough.
Whoa, everybody move away.
As she thrashes violently, Patsy risks harming herself and her unborn calf. The team clear the pool,
Lab to LS2.
while Rodriguez makes a final attempt to get the remaining pieces of deeply embedded fishing line.
I'm just trying to get as much as I can out real quick because I am able to, it is sliding. So I'm trying to see if I can get that deep knot. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Yeah.
Patsy is losing blood, but after an hour of cutting, the line starts to come away.
When you get the knot, it just slides out. Cool. Almost done, guys. Almost done. We're getting them all. Yeah, baby. Let's get all of this fishing line out of you. Okay, you see? It just slides out. Okay, we got everything we could. Yep, we're good. Yep, as soon as we're done with the shots.
The last job is to inject her with antibiotics to prevent the flipper from becoming infected.
Done. Mima, you're all done, sweetie. Let's get some of that swelling down.
For the next few days, Rodriguez and the Seaquarium staff will closely monitor Patsy to check there are no complications with the surgery. Their hope is to return her to the wild before she gives birth. In their natural environment, without the stress of captivity, the calf has a much better chance of survival.
I would say we took about 90% of it out. I still felt a couple of little pieces, but she was very sensitive in that area, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it alone, because if I did take out enough of, because it's usually a circle, if I opened up the circle, then what'll happen is the swelling will start going down. Once the swelling starts going down, she may just, the other pieces may just come out on their own. So that's what we're hoping for. So now the next few days is just to let her swim, let her eat, let her drink, and then see how that swelling goes down over the next week or two. The ultimate goal is to release her. I mean, that is, downright the ultimate goal is to go ahead and release her back into the wild, hopefully with calf or calves, and hopefully she won't get any more fishing line.
As night falls, Miami streets are starting to come alive with the city's partygoers. While 10 miles north, the rural farmlands on the edge of Hialeah have fallen quiet. Investigator Fernando Casadoval and fellow investigator Lisa Yombrick have arrived at the farms where the 4 cows were brutally slaughtered. Miami-Dade and Hialeah police are staking out the unused road they suspect the poachers are using to access the farms. With the roadblock now in place, they'll be the only ones on the road.
I mean, once you get away from this row of lights right here, it's pitch black in there.
The gang may be armed and dangerous. Casadoval and Yombrick have parked a mile away to keep an eye out for any suspicious activity, while they wait for a call from the police to tell them there's been an arrest, or worse, another killing.
A lot of people are gonna, why are they trying to save these cows anyways? They're gonna be for human consumption. But the point is, the way they're slaughtering these animals, I mean, in such a inhumane way, that's what had me so mad. I mean, these animals are suffering, and they're in a hurry, so maybe the animal is still alive when they're cutting them. Lisa and me were aching for a phone call. Our big brothers, the Miami-Dade Police Department, they're doing the best they can. They're trying the best they can to try to make an arrest today, see if they can find the responsible people. But right now, we're just sitting here waiting. We just want that call. I don't even know if I can have another Cuban coffee because I'm going crazy in this car.
After 2 hours, Hialeah Police Detective Frank Caldara spots a vehicle entering the unused road that leads to one of the farms.
All right, let's see what he's doing. What's up?
Yeah, 501
2156 hour.
How you doing? Good.
Caldara questions the driver, who claims he's looking for a friend who's broken down.
He's stuck with what?
His truck.
His truck.
I don't know, he just called me.
And he's back there in the bushes?
Supposedly he called me, he said he's stuck.
5592, thank you.
Caldara is suspicious and calls the driver's father.
And it was strange that it's, night out here in the middle of nowhere, and your son pulls up, down in this desolate area. There's nothing but farmland out here, and we're having a problem with the cattle and stuff.
Eventually, Caldara is convinced the driver is telling the truth. For now, they're back to square one.
We absolutely want to catch these people. We're not pleased with what they're doing, besides it being illegal, and we'd like to put an end to it, especially for the animal owners and for the animals themselves. Fernando, Frank, looks like we're going to call it a night. It's pretty quiet, other than the vehicle we had back here, and we got some information in case anything comes up involving that vehicle. And we're also going to meet with Miami-Dade PD at your location. They should be there momentarily. And we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Bye. We're going to call it a night. And we're going to resume this hopefully one night next week. And maybe continue it with a little bit more time.
So we just kind of call it tonight. I mean, it's already 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was expecting a little more, but I mean, what can we do?
It's disappointing for Casa de Val, but at least for tonight, the cows are safe, and the police will be back to try again. At the Animal Services Shelter, it's an important day for one of the latest arrivals, Max, the boxer. Suffering with mange and heartworm, his future looked uncertain. But one of the shelter's rescue partners, Coastal Boxer, have heard of his plight, and Max's future is looking brighter.
We're gonna get you all better, darling boy. Aww, he's so cute.
Now the sad part about this case is that it's something so easily treatable. It's not even expensive to treat the mange, and to let him get that badly and he's suffering so much. It's really sad to see. But we're gonna get him all better. So.
Amy and Stephen Blitz have been caring for boxers for 4 years after falling for the breed's affectionate nature.
We're gonna get you all better, don't worry about it. No worries.
And Max is no exception.
Look at the way it goes. Oh, he just looks so helpless, and knowing that it's such a easy fix, and for someone to let him get this bad and not treat him, it's very sad to us. So we want to make him better and give him a forever home. He deserves a forever home.
Max will be taken to a volunteer in St. Lucie County, where he'll continue to get the treatment he needs and hopefully begin the start of his new life. 6 miles east of the city, at the Miami Seaquarium, the latest arrival, Patsy, the pregnant manatee, is recovering from surgery to save her flipper. It's been 3 weeks since her rescue, And with the birth of her calf approaching, vet Dr. Maya Rodriguez is pleased to see that the swelling in her flipper is going down. It's healing nicely, and Patsy is feeling playful.
They're really wonderful, and I think all of us agree, all of us that, biologists and veterinarians alike, we all agree that they do have personalities. I even say even like the West Coast manatees are different from the Keys manatees, just like people. You see some of them will be more social, some of them will be more picky. So some of them are really adorable to watch, especially when they're socializing, when they're, the males will cavort with each other, the moms and the babies, you'll see them cavorting, and so it's really special to watch. We have the privilege of watching them one-on-one because we rehabilitate, but it's something that we really try to educate the public on when they come and see them really close up, because they're really a remarkable species.
Manatees spend up to 8 hours eating each day, and now that Patsy's eating for 2, she needs all the strength she can get to make a full recovery and prepare for her release back into the wild. 125 miles north of Miami, another rescued animal is also on the road to recovery. It's been 4 weeks since Max the boxer was taken on by a rescue group suffering with heartworm and mange. Today, Coastal Boxers president Georgia Vince has come to help him with his leash training.
Max is in foster care with Coastal Boxer Rescue, and he was treated last week for heartworm, and he'll be probably another week before he's fully on recovered from that. And of course you can see his hair's come back. He's gained some weight. Max probably gained about 10 pounds, and that's just from getting normal meals. It wasn't anything that he had wrong with him that was making him lose weight. He just wasn't getting fed. His hair will come back completely, probably in a matter of another few weeks, and he's doing really well. Yeah, he's a good boy. It is so rewarding to see a dog like Max come back from uncertain future. Unfortunately, we see dogs in this condition several times a year, we know that it's very easy to treat the mange, and it's very easy to prevent heartworm, but unfortunately people aren't educated or don't feel that it's a priority, and then the dogs end up in bad shape. But we know that they come back and they look great and they're happy and healthy. Just a little bit of TLC and they're good to go. The breed itself to me is special, but when you get a dog like this that is just so friendly, and this is why we love this breed. I mean, they're so friendly and fun, and just great companions. So he's gonna make somebody a great pet.
Hopefully in a few weeks, Max will be ready to find a family of his own. In Miami, the city's residents are busy going about their business. While on the road, investigator Fernando Casadoval is pleased that his latest case is drawing to a close. It's been 2 weeks since he set up the roadblock at the farms in Hialeah, with great results.
The killing stopped, so I feel very happy about that. Today I feel coming out. I know for a fact I'm not gonna find a slaughtered cow today. Why? Because such a hard work that we did. I mean, we spent a lot of time here, and we're still spending a lot of time. Even though there's no more killings, there's a lot of police presence on that avenue.
Despite a concerted effort from animal services and the local police, the perpetrators were never caught. But the police activity, along with the roadblock, stopped the poachers in their tracks. Casadoval makes a final visit to farmer Robert Capote to see how he's doing.
Very good. I'm here to give you back your key.
I appreciate it.
Hey, how you doing, cowboy?
This is my nephew, George.
All right.
I appreciate all the work you guys done for me. All the different departments working together. That has been no more problems.
Thank God, huh?
Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest issues was the bridge that we closed.
The bridge being closed has helped tremendously. And they left me alone.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Alrighty, sir.
Let me go ahead and this was one of the longest investigations I ever did before. I mean, it took a lot of hours. It took a lot of hard work. Sometimes, even when I went home, I kept working on the file, on the pictures, building the case. So it was tough. It was tough, but at the end of the day, we stopped the killing. So I was very pleased with that.
Casa Duval can close the case, happy in the knowledge that the cows of Hialeah are safe. At the Miami Seaquarium, it's a big day for the staff and Patsy, the pregnant manatee. It's been 3 weeks since she was rescued after a fishing line had become entangled in her front flipper, with a risk that it would self-amputate. Thanks to vet Dr. Maya Rodriguez and her team, the line has been removed. And today, Patsy is going to be returned to the sea.
Actually got one picture.
A little nervous until she's back in that water out there. It's a little nerve-wracking.
Patsy is just one of 4,000 manatees that have made their home in the shallow waters of Florida's coastline. As the designated state mammal, her release has attracted a lot of media attention, but the team are anxious that her release is as stress-free as possible for Patsy and her unborn calf. The governor of Florida, Charlie Crist, has come to give her a good send-off.
Come on in. Come on in. It's a great day for Florida, and it's a wonderful day for our environment. And all of you, Save the Manatee, everything that you do to make Florida such a special place to live, to work, and to raise a family. God bless you, and thank you for everything. And now let's get on with it. Let's let her go. Let the game begin. What we'll do is we'll get her down, and then we can...
Patsy will be returned to Biscayne Bay, close to where she was rescued. Rodriguez is on hand in case she becomes distressed, while the U.S. Geological Survey attach an electronic belt so they can keep track of her once she's released.
Her ears, but they do have little ears.
And if she hits and thrusts and goes out quickly, you want to step back fast.
Ready? Guys ready? On three. 1, 2, 3.
The team work in unison to maneuver Patsy towards the water's edge.
Remember, once she starts feeling that water, she's going to start
She's going to want to go.
Yeah. Keep going. Like, want to get her head out? She's got to sit. It's okay, it's okay. Keep coming with her, nice and easy. Nice and easy.
It's a smooth release. And for Rodriguez, John Cassidy, and the team, it's the end of a 2-year labor of love to save her.
That's what it's all about right there.
Yeah.
That's why we do this job.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Thanks to them, Patsy is finally back where she belongs and ready to start her family.